Nothing can make up for the loss of a child, but when 14-year-old Ronjanae Smith was killed in a mass shooting 4 years ago, her parents held on to hope for justice in her death. They don't feel like they got it. 4 men pleaded guilty to lesser charges in connection to the case, but Ronjanae's family, police, and solicitor's office all agree it was not the outcome they had hoped for. May 22nd, 2021. Hundreds of young people attended an outdoor night gathering on Gilliard Lane in North Charleston. According to legal documents, 2 girls fighting near the stage tripped the light source. Out of the darkness, gunshots were fired. When the bullets stopped flying, 15 people were hit. 2 of them were suspects. One, a 14-year-old girl.
Out of 14 people, there were 9 females. 9 females, young ladies that were victimized. 1 lost her life. Ronjanae Smith, may she rest in peace.
Cooper, the U.S. Marshals. Come out of the front door now to hands raised.
During the weeks that followed, North Charleston PD told the world that they had captured those responsible for Ronjanae's death. All 4 men were charged with manslaughter and 12 counts of assault and battery of a high and aggravated nature. If convicted on all counts, it was enough to keep them locked up the rest of their lives. Law enforcement assured the community that justice would be served. But depending on who you ask, that didn't happen.
I'm angry. It ain't right.
When the cases finally came to court, the charges the men initially faced were steeply reduced. Tyquan Cooper was allowed to plead guilty to voluntary manslaughter and only 4 counts of assault and battery, high and aggravated nature. The 9 other charges dismissed. Ty Robinson pled guilty to 1 count of abhand, the other 13 charges dismissed. Manqual Horlbeck, who was also injured in the shootings, 1 count of abhand, the other 13 charges dismissed. Malachi Wigfall was allowed to plead guilty to 1 count of breach of peace of a high and aggravated nature. Side note, about a month before the shooting at the party, Wigfall was arrested on unrelated drug charges.
The system failed us again. I can see that.
Whatever happens, the deal will not change anything. It will not bring my daughter back.
What were you hoping for? What kind of verdict were you hoping for?
10 years, 12, 15, 20 years will never be justice for me, for my baby. To be honest with you, life. A life has been taken away from me.
I do not understand how those that are involved in these type of crimes can sit for so long in our county jail. Justice should be swift, or even if it's going to be released, then it's going to, if you don't have the evidence, then let people go. But justice should be swift. Instead, it's prolonged, and that puts the family members, those who have lost loved ones, to immense and intense stress.
A memorandum in support of plea agreements was released by the prosecutor's office admitting that this was an impossible case for them to win. And due to the lack of evidence and severe witness credibility, they could not win a conviction beyond a reasonable doubt.
I can't tell you how many citizens have called in and given us tips and told us what they think happened.
That statement seems to contradict the memorandum, which states of the hundreds of people at the gathering, only about 30 cooperated with the police. And let's look at the evidence. More than 100 fired cartridge casings were recovered at the scene. There was no DNA or fingerprints on any of them. Analysis showed that they came from 6 different caliber weapons with 22 different head stamps. 6 guns in all were recovered. Forensics found that 1 gun fired 6 bullets near the stage. It was found in a vehicle leaving the scene with Tyquan Cooper, but had a mixture of 3 people's DNA, including possibly Cooper's.
North Charleston Police Department, search warrant!
There were multiple search warrants completed, but none of them led to any additional evidence. The report goes on to say that even the shooting victims themselves were uncooperative by not providing their medical records as part of the investigation. And the crime scene? When the shots were fired, people panicked, trying to get away, trampling and driving over evidence. And remember Malachi Wigfall? His reduced plea allowed him to get out of jail on September 18th. Even though a condition of his probation was to stay out of trouble, by October 3rd, just a few weeks later, he was arrested again, this time on drug charges.
Bro, we wasting our time, sir.
He was released the next day.
Why is it that people that are accused of these crimes are allowed to come back into our community and seems without any kind of, once again, a minimum penalty placed on them, coming back into our communities to reoffend against the same people that they've previously offended?
Did you